So you've got a physics degree, and you're maybe looking over at Wall Street thinking, how do I even get there? How do you make the leap from, say, quantum mechanics to quantitative finance? Well, today, we're breaking down the entire 24-month roadmap. This is the blueprint for taking a physics grad and turning them into a top-tier quant at places like Citadel or Goldman Sachs. Okay, look at this. This is the secret handshake right here. It turns out you already speak the language. That math you learned for Brownian motion, the random walk of a particle, that's exactly the same math used to model how a stock price moves. And the Schrödinger equation, its structure is a dead ringer for the Black-Scholes equation used to price options. It's the same logic, the same principles, just a different playground.
You see, the whole point here is that you are not starting from zero, not even close. This is all about translation. You just need to take that deep, almost intuitive feel you have for complex, random systems and point it at a new target. So the real question isn't, can you do this? It's, what's the best way to do it? And that's what this map is all about. All right, let's dive into Section 1, the Physics Finance Bridge. We're going to start by really hammering home your core advantage. Because trust me, your intuition for modeling uncertainty, that's what's going to set you apart from the very beginning. And let me be really, really clear about this. All those years you spent grinding through tough mathematical models and complex physics problems, that isn't just relevant experience, it's exactly what the top firms are desperate for. You've been trained to think in terms of systems and equations, and believe me, in the world of finance, that is a genuine superpower. Okay, that brings us to Section 2, the Core Quant Toolkit. Now, before we get into the month-by-month plan, we got to talk about the 3 fundamental pillars. Think of these as the foundation. Everything else we talk about is going to be built right on top of this. So this table just lays it all out perfectly. Look at that first row, mathematics and modeling. That's your home turf. Probabilities, stats, PDEs, you've got this covered. The real journey and where this roadmap is going to focus is on those next 2 rows. We're talking about serious, robust programming. Think production-level C++, and then maybe the trickiest part, developing that market intuition. That's the art of connecting your beautiful math to actual real-world financial decisions where real money is on the line.
Okay, here we go. This is the main event. Section 3, the 24-month roadmap. We're going to break this whole quest down into 4 clear, manageable phases. Seriously, think of it like a campaign where each stage has its own mission. And here's the 30,000-foot view. We start with Phase 1, building the foundations. Then, in Phase 2, we get into the nitty-gritty with core quantification. That's where the real finance stuff starts. Phase 3 is all about real-world readiness, where you'll be building some pretty serious projects. And finally, Phase 4, career execution. That's where we turn all this knowledge into actual job offers. So, Phase 1, the first 3 months, this is all about shoring up your base. You're going to knock the rust off your math, get really comfortable with both Python and C++, and, this is a big one, you're going to use Itto calculus to derive the Black-Scholes equation yourself. That's kind of the aha moment where your physics brain really starts to click with finance. All right, now we hit the gas. In Phase 2, we move from pure theory to real application. You're going to get deep into the Greeks for options, you'll master portfolio theory, and you'll start playing with some core quant data science models. Things like ARIMA for forecasting and GARCH for understanding how volatility spikes. But the most important part, you're going to build and backtest your very first trading strategy in C++. This is where you prove that your ideas actually could have worked. Now, Phase 3. This is where you start to get really dangerous. We're moving way beyond the standard textbook stuff into advanced models for things like stochastic volatility. And the projects get serious. We're talking about building a Monte Carlo value-at-risk engine from the ground up. That's a key tool banks use to figure out how much they could lose. You'll even build a trading bot using deep reinforcement learning. This is the point where you stop looking like a student and start looking like a proper quant researcher. And that brings us to the home stretch, Phase 4, career execution. Now all the focus shifts from learning to landing the job. This is about practical stuff, getting your LinkedIn game on point, grinding through interview prep guides, and really importantly, building your visibility by writing articles or blog posts about the cool projects you've built. It's the final push to get you across that finish line with an offer in hand. Which leads us right into Section 4, a super important one, from portfolio to offer. I mean, it's great that you've done all this work. But how do you actually prove it to a hiring manager? The answer, in one word, is GitHub. Your portfolio is everything. You have to think of your GitHub as your new resume. It tells a story of your journey. You start with a simple Monte Carlo simulation, boom, that shows you get stochastic processes. Then you level up to a Black-Scholes engine, showing you can handle core options pricing. Then an advanced portfolio optimizer, proving you understand risk. And you finish with something like that deep RL trading bot, which screams, I can do original quant research. This isn't just a collection of code, it's the evidence that gets your foot in the door.
Okay, let's wrap this all up in our final section, your final mission. We've gone through the why, the what, and the how. So what's the single most important thing to take away from all of this?
It's this. Simple as that. In the quant world, show, don't tell isn't just a suggestion, it's the only rule that matters. A clean, well-documented GitHub with your projects, your option pricer, your risk engine, your trading bot is the ultimate proof. It's way more powerful than any line on a CV. It is your single greatest asset on this entire quest. And there you have it. That's the roadmap. It takes you all the way from the first principles of physics to a final offer letter from a top firm. Look, it's a tough journey. No one's going to pretend it isn't, but the path is laid out for you. So, you have the map. The only question left is, are you ready to start the quest?